tough night. Got off to a slow start. Rice did a good job early, shot the ball well. We made a nice run at the end of the first half to get back in the game and make it a one-possession game at the half and felt good about it. And then I think we even took the lead maybe in the second half once. But seems like the score was 50-50. We got stuck, couldn't score. And they went on a big run. Anglin hit a bunch of threes. They hit some timely threes and stretched it from single digits to double digits, and we couldn't crack into it. The first half, they played tough and physical inside and got the lead. We got in a little bit of foul trouble. Our goal is to get to the bonus in each half first. And obviously that didn't happen tonight. We're out free throw 34-8. So it's kind of hard to win when you lose a free throw game by 19 in that situation in a 20-point game. But we've got to hit shots, do a better job. I thought we turned the ball over very seldom, right? I think we had 5. So we valued the ball, we took care of it, and we actually had 7 steals in the first half, and that's how we got back in the game, by showing some transition, playing really good defense and scoring off that. But got beat on the glass pretty good. They got a big team, and in the second half we just didn't make shots, and they did. They shot 50%, and we shoot, 24, and that's not going to win you any basketball games. So only going to get tougher from here. We've got some guys got their heads down, and we had not been able to practice with 10 people over the weekend, and it showed. I mean, we had 10 yesterday, and the guys that played tonight, you could tell they the ones that were sick. I mean, Kendall and Zeke, Mo and Karan, they've made mistakes on the court from a scouting standpoint, and they also made some or didn't make baskets and plays that they normally make. So they're a little bit under the weather, so it was a perfect storm for us, and give Rice credit. They played well.
Obviously, your 2 guards did well. I thought they showed. I mean, we've seen Mike's offensive game progress since he's been here, but I thought that Christian showed some offensive punch. Besides that, he didn't have a lot, but they showed some what they can do potentially.
Yeah, they did a nice job. Both of them have that capability, Kevin. And the first half, Christian started off a little bit slow. We put Mike in, and Mike gave us a spark like he did last year quite a bit. And then Christian went back in, and he gave us a spark, and we were able to score. And then the second half, it wasn't quite as fluid with those two, but they still both played well. I think they had half of our points at halftime. It was kind of crazy. They had most of our points, and then the same thing for Rice. They had 2 guys that had most of their points. But
early on, y'all had trouble getting good shots, and then you created some good shots with the defense. But in the second half, y'all had to make them, but shots just couldn't knock them down. What is it going to take? I know y'all aren't overly big, but so what is it going to take to make more of those shots? I mean, that's going to be a key from here on out.
Yeah, no, we've got to make threes, and then late in the second half, maybe at the 7-minute mark, I told the guys I wanted to shoot the first open 3. And we got several good looks and didn't make any. I think at the very end, London made one, and maybe Christian or Mike made one in that strike. Kyron made one, which I know Kyron can do that. He's a good shooter from up top. But he only went 1 for 4. But when was the last time Cantrell played 35 and a half minutes and didn't score? But to his credit, he played great defense, and he had 6 assists, no turnovers. Again, our turnovers were, a fifth of what we had at Houston, basically. So,
Coach, just looking at the way the season has started, like, how important is it going to be for you to continue to harp and preach to the guys to stay connected? It'd be very easy to see things going badly and to just say, okay, let's throw in the towel, but just to keep things going together.
Yeah, that's a great point. I mean, we talk about being connected, and that's one reason it took me a while to get out here. We had a long conversation in the locker room tonight about playing with heart, playing for each other, and fighting through some adversity, because it might get worse before it gets better. We've got a tough game on Friday against a really good team, And, nobody's going to feel sorry for the Cajuns. I mean, we knew losing H, it was going to be a little bit of a struggle on the glass. Most games it's going to be an issue. And we've got to fight it and do a better job. We did get 14 offensive rebounds tonight, which is impressive. But when you miss a lot of shots, you get more opportunity.
You probably aren't there yet, but how close do you think, or is there going to come a time where you're going to have to just say, okay, let's try these 5 or 6 or 7 players, play them a lot and see what happens, or is that not?
Yeah. I think 8 or 9, Kevin's probably the answer. But yes, we're looking at doing that again. We've got so many guys sick that we felt like tonight we didn't start our best lineup, but we have to have guys in practice to be able to play. So we're certainly looking at that. We're exploring that and looking at those options.
Is there any, Brandon's going to be back about still when you thought, or what?
There's a chance he could come back earlier. I think the plan right now is when we come back from this trip, he will see the doctor, and BJ says that he's ahead of his progress, and we're thinking it may get him back a week early. So, he could be back in early December at some point.
He could get a few games in before conference.
Yeah, and Brandon's been doing well. He's practicing now. He's not doing contact, but he's doing the shooting, the scout. He's doing the different drills that we do and running the offense, and has looked good. He's shooting the ball. Obviously, he's got fresh legs too, because he's been off for about 3 weeks with rest. But no, he will help us when he comes back. There's no doubt.
So, what about now? Going to the Virgin Islands and talking about how y'all were sick and haven't been playing a lot of games, and the 2 games you played didn't go well. I mean, mentally, it could be a challenging trip.
Yeah, and you got 3 and 4 days, and it's going to be a challenge. There's no doubt. We hope to be 3-1 at this stage and protect the home court. We played Kent, didn't play well enough to win, and tonight same thing. And these were 2 games that we needed to get because we've got 3 tough ones down there. We've been very good in tournament play and won a couple of tournaments, and certainly have won 2 out of 3 games in almost every tournament that we've played. So it'll be a challenge to win 2 down there, playing back to back to back. I think we'll have 1 day off in between. We'll either play Saturday, Monday, or Friday, Sunday, Monday. But to get everybody back on the same page and healthy, it's going to be a challenge, and we're going to have to make shots and play well. But it's also an opportunity to go and grow. We talked about team building and certain things that take place on these type trips, and it's a chance for us to come together a little bit and get better. Again, everything is going toward conference play. And I think our opener's 18th against App State here. So we've got to continue to get better, and I know that this group will.
Could it be a scenario where, because you have a lot of guys who could play for you, when you play that many games in a short period of time, especially early in the year, where you play 5 or 6 guys a lot more minutes in this game than another 5 or 6 and a lot more minutes in the other game?
Yeah, it depends on the flow of the game. We try to substitute, certainly have some pattern substitution that we use, but depends on who's playing well, who's doing good in a certain matchup against the opponent. So we will, I feel confident that we'll play everyone again in this tournament, and then we'll start slowing it down a little bit. And like you said earlier, we'll try to settle on a rotation of maybe 8 or 9.